Okay, welcome everybody. So good to see everybody tonight. I'm so glad to be here with my dad, Jim. We're gonna give you a little, well, he's gonna go through his newly found recipe, Oat Burgers. They are a delicious recipe and my kids actually really love them. I haven't tried them yet, so this is gonna be my first time. So I'm real excited and thanks so much for being here with me, Dad.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And again, just welcome to Vibrant You Health Show, episode 9, Oat Burgers.
Oat Burgers.
Oat Burgers, baby. Okay, so thanks again, everybody, for joining us. I'll just turn it over to my dad at this point and see if what kind of magic he can cook up here for us. So what do you got going? How do you make these things?
Well, one thing I really love about this recipe is it's so easy. You'll probably have access to the actual recipe.
Oh, yes.
Haven't put it together.
Yes, that's a good point. Actually, you can find this exact recipe. It has all the ingredients and how to make it on our website at naturespantry.life under the Vibrant You Health Show tab, episode 9, Oat Burgers with Dad.
Oat Burgers with Dad. Yeah. Okay, well, all of the ingredients I got here from Nature's Pantry, basically just oatmeal. And I make these a lot. So it calls for walnuts and pecans or pecans. I actually put them both in and I grind them up really fine. And then I keep a supply of them because this has become a staple in our diet around here.
How do you grind them up? Do you use a food?
I guess you put them in a blender or a food processor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then, so that's the two dry ingredients. There are other dry ingredients, but the way I put it together is those two things go in a bowl by themselves. Then I take everything else, the water, the Bragg's liquid aminos, the nutritional yeast, the onion flakes, and these are really good. And nice thing about Nature's Pantry, these are bottles that I refill. You can get all these spices at a discount at Nature's Pantry. So
yeah, most of them are way cheaper than buying the whole bottle new again.
Yeah. So put in the garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, and the salt. What I use is Himalayan pink, and then I also get some sea salt that has iodide in it.
Forgot to start that.
The audio?
No, it's going. It's just the recording. Yeah.
All right. I use Himalayan pink salt and sea salt that has been iodized together because that has all the essential nutrients and minerals in it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there's 83 minerals in that, and it really helps. If you sprinkle a little in your water in the morning, it really helps hydrate you and get that water into the tissues and the cells where it needs to be. A lot of times if we drink water without the right electrolytes and minerals, it'll kind of just go through us.
Yeah, table salt's really not that good for you, but this stuff is excellent. And it doesn't taste salty. Like if you get a dish too salty with table salt, it's bad. I use a lot of this stuff. And then there's Better Than Bouillon, the organic. I like the vegetable base because 2 years ago when you did your first
health challenge,
I got to participate in that, and I've been pretty much whole food plant-based ever since. And I liked organic stuff. So we're going to set all this out of the way. Now, since this is live, I have actually prepared everything. It's all blended together in here. Also, after you get the liquid stuff put together, you blend that all up and then you warm it up. Okay, and then you mix it with the oatmeal and the nuts. And then
so you put your oats and your ground up pecans and walnuts in, and then you put your liquids in, your seasonings in,
Liquids
stir
and
it all up.
seasonings, you put that all in a blender
Mhm.
and, you know, whirl it around a bit. And then you put it on the stove and just get it warm. Because it soaks into the oatmeal quicker than.
You put the whole thing in the blender?
Everything except the oatmeal and the nuts, all go in the blender.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the oats don't really look blended up.
Well, these oats now also, you might want to blend these oats a little bit. This recipe calls for quick oats,
Mhm.
but these are not quick oats. But if you blend them some, they'll cook up better.
I'm gonna take this a little closer on
Okay,
the camera and show. So the quality of the footage isn't great, but I'll just get a little closer with this maybe, if it'll let me. Let's see if I can pull a scoop up here close without dropping it on the laptop. See? Ooh, yum.
yummy.
That's,
Okay, so I just take a scoop like this, put it on the tray here,
Just
smash
parchment.
it down a little bit
a
on
little parchment paper on a baking
Yeah.
sheet.
Now, I cook these 13 minutes on each side, and the recipe does call it to turn them over halfway through. Well, if you just try to scoop those up, because they do stick to the parchment paper, they're gonna crumble up. However, if you take the entire parchment paper with the patties on it and put another piece of parchment paper down, you can flip the whole thing over and then just peel it off. And that way you won't have crumbly oat burgers.
So that's, you bake them, you put them on like you're doing right now initially, put them in the oven for 13 minutes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's
And
what
then-
I do.
And then you can, because if you try to flip them individually, they'll be really crumbly. But if you take the whole parchment thing and flip it onto another one like he already has prepared over there, then that's a better method for him. So you can try that too.
Suzanne made these originally, but I have inherited the process. So I did about 12 out of each batch. And by the way, these things I have kept in the refrigerator for 2 weeks
Wow,
and they still taste delicious.
super
So,
cool.
Also, since I'm a vegan now, I've been kind of a pasta buff all my life. And so I don't eat meat anymore, but I have made spaghetti and oat balls.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just take some of these, crumble them up
Nice.
and put them in my spaghetti. Also, I'll crumble them up and throw them in a salad. They make a great added flavor to a salad or coleslaw.
Cool.
So since this is live, we're just gonna stick these in the oven. You bake them 375 degrees for 13 minutes.
Bottom, doesn't matter.
Yeah, put them on the bottom, yeah. I cook them on the bottom at 13 minutes, so that's the other. Now, I do have some that are already cooked. This is kind of hot, so that's what they look like when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, Blake brought his children out, and we are gonna have oat burgers. So I'm just gonna whip one up right here. Got all the ingredients ready.
Did you have anything else you're gonna put on there you want me to grab?
Yeah, I got
So yeah, just for those of you just joining us now, this is the Oat Burgers class, and this recipe is on our website at naturespantry.life on the Vibrant You Health Show tab, and it's episode 9, Oat Burgers with Dad. And you can find the video there as well as the instructions and the ingredients. And if you're doing the health challenge right now, you get a whopping 10 bonus points for watching this class and making the recipe.
And you get 10% discount on Nature's Pantry on all of this if you're in the
Health challenge,
health
that's right.
challenge.
And
That's
so if you remember, this is the last week of the challenge, so make sure and take advantage of that discount before it's over.
This is your burger. Do you want mustard and ketchup?
Please. Thank you.
Mustard, ketchup. Do you like onions?
Oh, I like everything.
Okay.
I like it loaded with all the veggies.
Well, we have
And-
onions. These onions are right out of our garden.
Ooh, nice.
And little lettuce. Well, we have tomatoes right out of our garden. And we have avocado. You want avocado?
Please, thank you.
Put some avocado on
You know,
there,
I
get
was-
your good fats.
Yeah. I was thinking that, hi. I was thinking that, we might do an episode one of these days about, a Vibrant You Health Show episode about the new gardening practice
Oh,
you
yeah.
found, the Back to Eden gardening. That would be a cool episode. There's this,
Here's your burger.
thank you. That looks so nice.
Okay, there it is.
There's the finished product, ready
Oat
to
burgers.
eat.
Give
We're
it a
gonna
try.
we're gonna make like a salad and have salad and some other stuff with this too. So you can do whatever. You can make homemade fries, chips. You could make your salad with it, load it up with veggies, and whatever your heart desires. So what do you got there?
Yeah, this is a dish that made to go with our salad and oat burgers tonight. It's
Ooh,
called
nice.
garlic potatoes.
Those smell
And
good.
all it is Yukon Gold potatoes that I chopped up, sprinkled some salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, and I like to put a little chili powder on it.
Mm,
And just baked them up. About 20 minutes, they're ready to go.
those smell good.
And then we have our salad already here. Have our salad already. Have our salad.
Mm. Oh, they're good potatoes. Somebody ran off with the salad. Over here?
I don't know where it went.
Well, shoot. Oh, it's right there. Is that it?
Oh, yeah. Silas is dinner. Have us a nice healthy salad. Blake
Mhm.
provided all these from Nature's Pantry. That'll be our dinner tonight.
Cool. Hey, well, just in closing, Dad, I wanted to kind of ask you, you've been on a pretty long health journey and what was it, a year ago or maybe 2 years where you kind of went all the way whole food plant-based and you really even went almost all organic.
I try to eat everything organic. I have a health condition I'm dealing with and I have dropped 20-25 pounds. I'm way prettier than I was
I would totally agree with that.
and humble. Yes.
Yes.
And I feel a lot better. You know, just life is good and
Mhm.
we're actually getting into organic gardening. So we're trying to grow as much as our own food as possible. And Blake has me
Beautiful.
eating about 1,800 supplements a day.
Are you done?
Yeah, so you know what? The thing is, I just think that's really cool. My dad has always been somebody who can like I just admire you how when you go and do something, you like can do it fully and like fully commit to it and do it really well. And so I definitely admire you. And I think that your ability to do that has really led to some big results for you.
Yeah, well, anything worth doing is worth doing to excess.
And Suzanne's had some pretty good results from it too.
Yeah, my wife is, she is right along there with me. We're having a good time. We don't eat the same food. She likes the oat burgers and she eats a lot more salad than I do. I make a dish called, it's not a salad,
Mhm, mhm.
but
What's all in that?
salad.
So tell me, what would you say to people who are starting out on wanting to change their diet and it just seems overwhelming and they just don't know where to start? And so they just, I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed and just give up because it's so overwhelming. What would you say to people who are trying to start making changes?
Well, something I know a lot of people are concerned about today is carbohydrates, eating too many carbohydrates. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Something I found out in my journey is the only nutrition that actually feeds your brain is carbohydrate based. And, you know, this thing, it doesn't work real good sometimes. I want to feed it.
Yeah, you
So
don't want
I
to
eat
hurt yourself anymore
I
than
have
you
had
already.
carbohydrates every day. I did cut out wheat. I cut wheat completely out of my diet. And I think that's one reason that I lost the weight. One reason is they put wheat in lots of stuff that I used to munch on. So I don't eat wheat anymore. At one time, I was eating a loaf of bread a day. And I was trying on size 44 pants at one time. And I was very uncomfortable. I had lots of acid reflux and just felt terrible.
Mhm.
You know. So this has all definitely really helped.
Yeah.
I like to walk.
Mhm.
I have burnt myself out on a lot of different exercises, but walking is one that I
Yeah.
just love to do. Get outside. I live in Cove and it's just beautiful out here and
Yeah.
friendly people. So,
Yeah, well, that's one thing I've noticed too, Dad, is the cleaner I eat, the more plants and whole foods I get with less processing, less, chemicals, less whatever. When I eat whole food, plant-based, that's when I feel the absolute best. Now, I will say too, though, that people are different. And I think I think you gotta sometimes go with where your instincts are or what your gut tells you or when you feel the best. I think it is possible that some people operate better with more protein. I think with the carbohydrate thing that Dad was talking about, that it's important to get carbohydrates, but the complex carbohydrates, not the processed, refined, enriched. We don't want a carbohydrate that's had everything stripped out of it and then added back in. So if you see something that says it's enriched, it means they took everything out and then they added some things back in. We want it to be as close to the way God made it and not the way man made it as possible. So, whole food plant-based. And that's the one thing I really love about whole food plant-based is we're focused on what we're putting in our bodies, not everything we're trying to stay away from. You can say I'm vegan, you can say I'm keto, and just eat vegetables only, no plants, or you could eat all protein, but you can eat a really processed, terrible diet on keto or vegan. The people that have really good health results from keto and vegan, the common denominator is they add in a lot of whole, real food, whether that be a whole vegetable, whole fruit, whole egg, food the way it is made. If food that our grandparents and great grandparents would recognize as food, not something that we see today. If there's more than 5 ingredients on the label, and if you don't understand the words on the label, then you might be thinking about what is this actually? Is this actually food? Grown on a plant, not made in a plant is another one I like to think of. And one thing too about labels is the labels ingredients are in order by weight. So if sugar is like one of the top 2 ingredients, that means that's one of the biggest percentage or the heaviest things in that whole product, or the majority of that product is sugar.
Yeah, I eat basically 5 carbohydrates. I eat oatmeal, potatoes, brown rice, I guess it's 4, and rice millet bread that I get down at the Nature's Pantry. And it's made out of all organic ingredients. So, but we eat a lot of vegetables. We've been blessed with a garden out here that we've had lots of produce from this year and eaten a lot of that. But, I want to get back even more to eating everything the way God made it. I also, every morning I have nuts. I have a handful of nuts. Brazil nuts, almonds, walnuts, pecans, and I eat those with some slices of apple. I also have pears, strawberries, blueberries with a little of that cashew yogurt
Mhm.
and some maple syrup on it. I have that every morning. Those are all superfoods. So I start my day off, with energy.
One thing I noticed too about eating really clean whole foods versus like a processed meal. I'll eat, for instance, there's been quite a few mornings this last year where I eat a whole apple, a whole grapefruit. I just peel it and eat it like an orange. And then I'll eat some nuts. And I don't feel full. I actually sometimes still feel a little bit hungry, but I feel good. And I'm able to go clear till lunchtime often and not really need anything. And then if for instance, sometimes I'll eat just a salad for lunch. And I don't feel, I'm actually, the other day I ate just a salad because sometimes I think it's good to kind of, fast, intermittent fasting where you don't eat, maybe you just do water or juice, or maybe you eat less, or maybe you skip breakfast, because there's a lot of power in fasting for healing, restoration. And so sometimes I'm a little light, but what I notice when I go like that, I feel really good and I'm fine for a while. Like, it's like, I don't get that. I think we get kind of programmed to have that really full, almost bloated feeling after we eat, when that's not necessarily what you should be feeling. And so we think that we need more if we're not feeling that, when we don't really. But the other thing is, with this whole food plant-based diet, you can literally eat tons and tons of it and not really still not feel bloated and too overfull.
I'm eating way more food now than I was when I ate a lot of processed food. And I've weighed 167 to 168 pounds for about a month now, and I eat a lot.
Yeah, and you were over 200 for a minute, weren't you?
I was at 220 at one time.
Yeah, well, and I think, well, there was a really good one there that I forgot what it was.
He forgets a lot.
I'm sure it was really riveting and interesting. I just think that another thing for those of you who are starting out on your journey, or you aren't real sure, start small, one thing at a time. One thing Linda Clavell's always emphasized to me is just add in one small thing at a time. Just add in good things, add in good things. Don't worry about getting rid of all the bad things in the world. Just start adding in good things. It's like eat an apple for breakfast with whatever else you eat. Eat a salad with lunch with whatever else you eat. Or eat it, have some vegetables that you prep on Sundays for your lunches. Have greens with your dinner. Get a juice from the juice bar instead of getting a sugary coffee. Add a vitamin in. If you're focused on water, just focus on water, getting the right amount of water. If you're focused on maybe just going for a walk 3 times a week, just set that goal. And the thing about it is, when we set those simple goals, and there's a great Vibrant You Health Show episode with Lisa Baxter and Summer Steele on goal setting. If you go back in the episodes, that was an amazing episode. But the thing about it is, if we set one simple achievable goal and we achieve that, it builds our confidence. And then what happens is it ripples, it launches us in, other things follow. It's synergistic, and we start, once you get that water down, you start feeling better. You're like, oh, I feel like, I'm going to eat an apple, or I'm going to go for a walk. And so I just want to encourage you, one step at a time, and, small habits lead to big change over time. And my dad is a living testament to that. I'm a living testament to that. And, health is really the greatest wealth. The goal is we want to live our lives to the fullest potential. We want to live our purposes to the max of what God made us for, our whole lives that we're here for. And we don't know how long that is, but while we're here, we want to be vibrant. We want to be contributing. We want to be serving our friends and family and community. And you can't do that if you're feeling crappy all the time. You can't do that if you're, one thing I've noticed, when I'm not feeling well, I get kind of inner self-focused. But when I'm feeling good, I have the energy and to be able to give to other people. And so, there's not health health really is, it's so important. And one of the reasons this COVID pandemic is hitting our nation so hard is because we are so unhealthy, and we've traded the fundamentals of health for fast food and quick fixes. There's never been a better time to get back to those simple and powerful tools that can not only lead to a strong immune system right now, but they can lead to vibrant health for life.
That's right.
So I encourage you all, stick with it, and you're worth it. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. So glad to have you. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Have a great night.
Enjoy your Oat Burgers.
Enjoy the Oat Burgers. See you, everybody. Have a great